Well, how we doing?
It's been good. It's been a little longer than typical. We're kind of 6 weeks this time compared to 4.
Yeah. I was actually thinking earlier today that, you know, when we had talked about this, we thought people would think, okay, we're seeing them through the phases of or the seasons of this year, but really we're recording it at different times.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're just seeing how we are at different times of day. Like maybe we're just more pensive in the evening or the morning or whatever. Like the sun has set now.
Yeah.
My bedtime's coming up, which I know you and I are very different when it comes to the times we go to bed.
It's 6:57 p.m., so bedtime's like 45 minutes from now.
I mean, I'm in bed 8, asleep 8:30.
Really?
Most nights. Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
That's crazy.
And up at 4:30.
You're screwed. The podcast is going to run you out so bad.
I know.
I need to write an apology note to your team.
Well, no, we'll just go, and then when it hits 8:30, my body just immediately falls asleep.
I'll just carry you to your car and put you in the truck bed.
You could leave me here, like inside the building, as opposed to outside. But
whatever you prefer. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, I have an update, but also I noticed we haven't talked about this. I noticed you posted a video pretty late at night. And on a Sunday, maybe at one point.
Yeah.
I feel like you had previously talked about rules for posting that have maybe since gone out the window.
Yeah, definitely.
How come?
Because I like making arbitrary rules and never sticking to them. No. Not actually. I think what I've realized about myself in rules is I've been like a big tinkerer recently.
Yeah.
And there's been some stuff that recently in books that I feel like the last time we met, we talked a little bit about The Impossible Game, right? And since then, it's been 6 or 7. Infinite Game. Guess I didn't actually read that book.
I haven't read The Impossible Game, so I can't speak to it.
But since then, there's been a lot of just listening and reading that I've been doing, which has been sweet. But the rules for the videos, I think, are good. And I actually found better ways, especially this month, October, moving forward, since it's the second, that will help me to actually stick to them more so. But I feel like for a while, I would think that the rules would be like the solve of the issue that I was having. It's like, well, if I set the rule that I will only post at this time, then it's the fix. But it's definitely more like a symptom of it. And it got to the point where I would either not put, we got done with the podcast, and I think, again, I took 9 days off semi-inadvertently at the beginning of September.
For sure.
And it's just I just need to just post enough. And sometimes the videos get up early, sometimes they get up late. I think trying to set the rules that I used to dictate my life would have worked without having a baby in those circumstances where that just guides a lot more. And so if I want to get a video up, I either have to be much more disciplined, which I hadn't been, in terms of not wasting some hours or working every hour that I need to, or every off hour that I don't have with my wife or my daughter or watching her. And so I did have those rules. And I think for a while I had been trying to find the right rule rather than getting to the more roots of the issues.
Yeah.
And recently, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, it's been getting into a lot more the roots of those things, which has been really helpful. And I anticipate moving forward being better, but it'll be hard work and it'll be a lot of trying stuff.
The rule was a Band-Aid, and it didn't necessarily get to the thing.
No.
Yeah, because it's interesting to watch from the outside, because I saw it, and I saw you posted late, and by seeing that you posted late, I mean I got up very early and saw that you had posted
been
something.
Up for 3 hours and you're up at 4:30.
Yes. And I was like, oh, that's surprising. I thought he had these rules of when he was going to post, but then at the same time I was like, who cares? You made that work for a long time. So really what matters is what works for you. What's sustainable for you as a creator, as a business owner. That's really what matters. So I think tinkering is what everyone does. You just get to tinker in public. You just get to tinker with people watching.
Yeah.
And, you happen to tell people like myself what you're doing. So then we also are in the know with what you're doing. I typically keep it a little more secret of what I'm doing. I've gone we're coming up on a month with no video. And that's fine. I used to be the person who would tell people, hey, there's not going to be a video for a while or something like that. It's just like, we're going to do what's best for Trash Panda because it starts here and it goes out.
What you changed with that change? Because I feel something similar happening to me. I'm interested. What was that change? Or do you notice that there was a thing that caused that? Or was it just kind of over time, that's kind of who you morphed into?
No, there was one very specific thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you know what it was. We did I will say for years, I never told people like what my schedule was. And I was always making a video and posting on Mondays at noon. I think I did Mondays at 5 at the very, very beginning. And then I switched because I had to monitor comments at the end of a work day. And I was like, I don't want to monitor comments when I'm trying to clock out. So I switched it to noon because like there's ample time to prep in the morning and ample time to monitor after it goes up in case of an issue. Then, by the way, I matched that up to our analytics of like the best time. And so the noon worked with the most viewers at a certain time on a day, whatever, and with what worked internally for Trash Panda.
Cool.
I always felt like you don't owe anyone anything. You don't need to tell them if you had to take a week off for family reasons. You had to take a week off for family reasons. Okay. You don't need to tell me that. I'm going to watch the next video regardless. But we decided to get an injection machine, and we thought it would be cool to invite people into what that meant for us, which meant we needed to literally turn off and focus on that one thing. And specifically, it meant I needed to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that YouTube videos are still from start to finish me. Like the edit, the thumbnail, the post. People help out with a couple different things. We've had editors help and like people with thumbnails. But like generally, the day-to-day, week-to-week videos are all me. And it was like, if we're going to get a machine, Kyle and I need to spend every waking second on that thing and learning how to make a disc.
Yeah.
So we told people, hey, we're going dark. But dark, like going dark, don't worry, like we're still working in the dark, and we called it going nocturnal.
Yeah.
And I said in that video, like, if you're interested in keeping along, we're still going to post videos on our Patreon. And what I didn't say was that those people are paying us monthly. They have been paying us monthly. I can't turn that off. I can't not post an update to those people. Unfortunately, what it came across as, and if I watch it back, it sounds like this to me as well. Hey, we're shutting down the YouTube. We're turning on Patreon, and now you can pay for what you previously got for free. And a lot of people heard it that way. And like, there's one dude who I've never met, and I know his name from the comments, and he was burned hard. And I know his name from the comments because he'd been around for years, and we lost him on that day.
Yeah.
And that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Genuinely, that moment was like that. It wasn't all the comments. I mean, all the comments sucked.
No.
And there were, YouTube's a groupthink of like, you go to the comment section, and if it's all negative, it starts to filter out to be all negative. It was the comment from that one dude. And it was like, damn, those were my words. It wasn't like his misinterpretation. Those were my words. And that sucks.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, tons of people joined us on Patreon at that moment, and tons of people heard it in maybe the way I intended. So that was cool. But tons of people also didn't. Then we came back with a video at the very end of that nocturnal period, had this box of 5 discs that sold out immediately. 1,000 boxes were out the door, and people were fine with it when it had happened. And I think all that would have happened if we didn't say that was like, hey, probably a handful of comments or people reaching out saying, why haven't you guys posted in a while or whatever. Right now, we're about to hit a month, like I said. No one is commenting for what I know, but a lot of people will be excited when we post the next video.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, we got to do what's sustainable for the company. And maybe it's not sustainable that videos fall back on me, but right now I am in a position to lead the company, and that's my priority over some of the day-to-day tasks that fall by the wayside. Unfortunately, that's been YouTube, and I'm trying to work on making that not the case.
Mm-hmm.
But all that to say, yeah, that there was a moment.
Yeah.
There was one moment, and you remember that. We talked about it. Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah, I remember that, not even from like us talking about it, but just from watching it kind of unfold
Mm-hmm.
and everything that had happened, which is tough because it's hard when it's like, it's so hard when there's an understanding that feels so implicit, but it needs to be explicitly stated, where it's like,
Yeah.
we are not changing our Patreon. We're doing the same thing we've always done on Patreon. We're not
Yeah.
adding videos to them. We're just not taking away those videos because they're paying for those videos.
Yeah.
And we still have, like, we have a financial obligation to do that
Totally.
compared to YouTube. But it's just tough when like that feels so implicit to you, or it's like, this is so obvious, but then it just isn't and doesn't come across that way.
To be fair, we added weekly videos on Patreon where it was me, 5 minutes, pull up a camera, talk about what happened that week, put it down.
Yeah.
That doesn't work on YouTube either.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't. Like that would, that would not be something people are going to necessarily click on or be excited about. Even if people say they would click on it and would be excited about it, that's just not what works on YouTube. But yeah, it was definitely a bummer. It's also not a huge deal, right? Life moves on, and it's a very minimal thing in the grand scheme of things. But I think that if I was to just like focus down on a thing, it was the feeling of broken trust. Like, that sucks. And I don't want anyone to feel that way. Trashman is so built on authenticity and transparency, and we hold that very sacred. So that someone feeling like we broke their trust, I hold their trust in us very sacred. So that sucks. But all I can do for that moment is learn and earn it back. And that's what we
What has that process
trying
been
to
like
do.
in earning it back for you?
In what?
In earning it back, like how is that?
Oh,
How's that materialized? Do you
I
feel
don't
like
know.
that's what
Maybe one day I'll talk to that guy. Maybe, I don't know if he's commented again or anything.
as a whole though? Not even like, I know the guy's kind of a synecdoche of everything that's happened, but is there like was there anything that changed within you guys where, I guess, when you saw all that happen, what were the things that you decided to do in order to gain that trust back? Or did you just know, like, my intention was good, I didn't state it in the best way, I'm just going to keep going forward because the underlyingness of everything is the same?
I mean, we built the trust up to that point by doing what we'd done.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like back to the game plan of like,
No grand gesture.
No, that was just like, hey, we're here to, we're going to keep being who we are. Honestly, the game plan was we were just who we are. I was very much who I was in the garage, which was a naive little kid trying to make a disc in his garage. And then now it's like, it was just keep doing that and then try not to make the same mistake again, which is all you can kind of try to do, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I like, even for you with the amount of videos you post, it's like your people are just going to be stoked when you're back. And
see, I have a slightly different understanding.
Yeah.
I think the same thing that Trash Panda is built on is very similar to what my brand is built on, which is, I think, why we connect very well. We both are kind of who we are. We try to be authentic, honest, truthful. But I think the same the same trust that was built for you and your audience in like the videos that you post and the things that you do and what you talk about was built with me in being a consistent part of people's daily, weekly lives.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, so my views right now are super down compared to what they have been, like by 30 to 50% average. My expectations for my channel have had to adjust a lot. Luckily, like, everything is fine overall. It's definitely a little nerve-wracking with my wife leaving her job. Financially, everything is good though. And like, there are ways to get there. But my kind of hypothesis, which I'm interested in your opinion, is basically ever since April or May, I would like it'd be like feast or famine for my videos. I post semi-daily for like half the month, and then I'd be like, oh wow, I've made I made a decent amount of money that like I don't have to worry that much. And then I would be like, okay, I'll start posting a little less, and then I just don't post for 10 days. And then I post 2 or 3 videos, and then I'm gone for another 10 days. And it's like, shoot, well, I haven't made any money this month. Now I need to post all the videos for the rest of the month. And I think that the way that I picture, I know it's parasocial understanding, but it also makes sense from like if someone is watching my channel for like 5 times a week, because I'm posting 5, 6, 7 times a week.
Yeah.
And then it's just like not there to watch. Then like when I do come back, I've missed 1 day in the past, or 2 days in the past 3 or so weeks, and pretty intentionally. Like I took it off because I was like, man, I'm posting every day at midnight now. I don't want to be doing that. The video got done at 12:30 a.m. and then I had to fix it at something. I'm like, well, this is getting posted tomorrow, and it posted at 3, and now I'm trying to post every day between 3 and 7.
Yeah.
And then similar, like I chose to take yesterday off so I could get something up today. I feel like the same, not the same, but in a corollary, the trust that I built with my audience was so based off of always being there and always being a source of content available, like always being like your kind of friend who throws your discs on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if your like buddy just like doesn't show up for 4 months, randomly he's like there and it's great, and he's somewhat sad because he's depressed, and then sometimes he's just gone. So I feel this very similarly, and what I come to understanding of is like, I was thinking, man, I should draft this note in my community tab and then put a video on my second channel or whatever, and I was like, I'm just gonna give it 3 months and just be back. I'm on meds, like everything's better, like and it's like I'm just gonna give it time, and like if people don't come back, great. Like if new people come, great. But it's very similar to kind of the conclusion you went to. I went through all the stages of like, what's this big thing that I need to do? Do I need to make like this banger video so everyone realizes that I'm back or whatever? It's like I don't need to do that. I just need to do what I would do, whether the numbers were good or the numbers were bad, because that's what it's kind of built on.
I mean, Paul recently won his first tournament in a while.
Mm-hmm.
No one needs to hear Paul say he's back.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to see him just do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that this is my opinion. It might not be what everyone else would agree with or what's right or whatever, but my opinion is that once you do that, like just doing it will make people feel that.
Yeah.
And if that's what the brand is built on, just do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to say, hey, I'm back or whatever. Hey, I'm leaving, I'm coming back. There's some brands that are built on that though. And it's like, great. Like I just watched a Casey Neistat video today where the top comment was like, look who remembered his YouTube password. And it's like, yeah, he doesn't post a lot anymore.
Yeah.
But he still has loyalists who are not necessarily spamming the comments, who are just stoked when he posts his next video.
Yeah.
So, and want him to be happy too. Yeah. So Casey probably being more analogous to you than to me in terms of content because of daily. So
yeah, I've been thinking a lot about kind of what's happened. I know, I think too, I was a little worried for a while. This goes into one of the most like life-changing books that I've read / listened to recently is Mindset by Carol Dweck. Impossible Game. Yeah, exactly. But it's a book called Mindset by Carol Dweck.
Yeah, you mentioned it last time.
Yeah.
Or 2 times ago.
Probably last time.
No. Yeah, I know. I just time blurs. Yeah.
And time blurs because I don't know if we talked about that on the pod or if we talked about that when we were just hanging out. In person.
I swear you talked about it on the pod. Good. And the comment section will let us know.
Good, please.
Yeah. But don't trust my memory.
The big part of all that is like potential is super unknowable. Like potential is unknowable. Like I can't know what's going to happen. And like you just need to not you just need to do the work, but like the effort is something that is good, not something that's bad. And I feel like for a while I had like kind of this fixed mindset of like, I'm a person who gets this amount of views. I'm a person who makes this video. I'm blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Versus like, I want to get better at making videos. Like, of course I want the views to be there. I need the views to be there in terms of making money, but I was so worried about everything. But now I'm just like, okay, well, if the views are down, this is the reality. So let me get better. Like, it's not like, how do I beg people to come back and be like, no, I'm back. Like, I'm better. Yeah. Like, I'm on drugs now. I've like Adderall that is prescribed by
let's clarify the drugs.
Extended release amphetamines throughout the day, which are very helpful if you need them. But I am just focused on, okay, this is the reality. Like, how do I learn and get better through that? Yeah. And I think, and I also think it's helpful because if I just in that kind of fixed mindset expected myself to be oh, I do get this amount of views or I have this, then I almost get like angry at my audience in a way. Just because it's like, why aren't you watching anymore? Like I'm making the same. Well, and it's like anger at myself that's transposed on my audience, which obviously super internal because I'm not actually angry at them. Like in my videos, I'm not, but it's like an internal thing. And so, just understanding is like, why would they not watch as much? And kind of coming to that conclusion, which might be wrong, but it's like, yeah, I was always there, and then I wasn't, and so now it's kind of like rocky if you want to like be invested again and watching my stuff all the time. It's like, yeah, that's completely understandable. Let me make some good stuff so that you want to watch it. Whether or not you want to be invested all the time or one video, like that's great. Like let me just focus on making good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that you were talking about trust, I thought was so analogous to my situation, which could just be me putting it on myself as a part of the human condition. But I definitely understand what you're talking about, I think.
At this point, we're great friends who talk all the time, but we're also 4 podcasts in. This is number 4. So like now I get to be friends with the people who are watching all 4, and we can all collectively say to you like, yes, you're harder on yourself than anyone else. Yes, you have a higher bar than anyone else, but that's also a good thing. Like that's why you're
I was trying to get place for sure.
Yeah. What do you think will happen on Monday?
Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, for the USDGC qualifier?
Yeah.
I really have no idea. I'm literally just going to go try my best. I'll have a little bit Saturday and then a lot of Sunday to like train and kind of get ready and acclimate myself with the discs. So it's not like it's easy to like have the excuse of like, oh, I didn't know how my discs were flying. It's like, maybe I still won't know perfectly, but I want to like try to learn and get as good as I can. I definitely think that like if I'm well rested and have the right mentality, I can qualify. Like there's the scores that you need to shoot to get in. I know I'm good enough to shoot them, or I know that I can play good enough to shoot them. I think not saying good, I am good enough to shoot him is a part of like not being in the kind of the fixed mindset, because then it's like the expectation is you do. But I know that I can play well enough to shoot those scores, but I also know that like I can bogey every hole out there. So I'm literally just going to go try my best and see what happens. And my expectation is to have a really fun day and a memorable learning experience. And maybe I move my flight from Wednesday to Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, what'd you learn? You're coming in this year having tried last year.
Yeah.
What'd you learn last year that you're taking into this one?
I feel like I've talked a lot about in my tournaments, in my video recaps, like trying to learn things in the tournaments. And
I have watched every single one of them, and I'm just asking for the people. Obviously, I know the answer to the question.
I'm not saying that to say that you should know or anyone should know. I'm saying that to say that a part of that, I think, is me trying to make up things that I think would be the right things to say in those videos, because I was so entrenched in having a fixed mindset of like, I feel like I would try to find an answer instead of actually talking about what I learned in my videos.
Yep.
Because obviously you want to talk about what you learned. Like that's the right thing to do. But I think in my head, it was always like, nah, I'm like, good. I'll just get the next one. Or like, I don't know why this happened. And like, there wouldn't be a lot of actual introspection. But I think looking back on it, you can obviously learn a lot in hindsight. So looking back on last year, I think one, I was playing all right, but I was very timid, very scared. And a part of that's like not knowing and trusting my discs. And so that's part of the reason why I actually adjusted things so that I'm not filming anything in North Carolina before I play the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only editing. I think because I don't have good coping mechanisms, or there's 2 types of coping things. There's coping mechanisms and coping systems or something. One of them's right, one of them's wrong. I'm learning about this in a book I'm reading about my daughter so that I can make sure to be a good parent. But it's also teaching me much more about the things that I didn't get taught that I now need to like work through as an adult, like emotional regulation and processing.
It's called The Impossible Game.
It's called The Impossible Game?
Yeah.
That's yes. If you are looking for a book that we are recommending, all the links will be under Impossible Game.
We do not stand by that recommendation. If that is a book, we're not talking about it. Anyway,
but I think because I haven't had good like coping mechanisms for like, I would throw a bad shot or do something that like in my head I'm like, man, why did I do that? Like that was bad. And then I would like, it's very easy for me to downward spiral into just like making bad decisions, or like, oh, I think this will be fun, or it's like I almost want to create a reason that I didn't do well rather than just not doing well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would like
coping.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I'm trying to like create a reason. It's like, oh, well, of course I didn't play good. I threw this silly shot on this, whatever. Yeah. It's like, no, I was in control of that 100%, but it's an easy excuse. And so just not doing that, I think a lot of the emotional learning that I'm doing, and we'll have a lot of time. It's going to be an interesting experience now, because it's going to be like the first real big pressure event that I have in a long time with trying to learn this. And it'll be really easy to like go back to what has been familiar in those environments. So I'm intrigued to see what will happen. I really had no idea, and I'm trying. Well, I think it's the most honest I've ever been about not having an idea. I think before, if you're like, oh, how do you think you're going to play through that tournament? Like if you asked me last year, it's like, oh, I don't know. I'm just going to go and try. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going to win. Like I'm going there, I'm going to win. And it's like, instead of like, no, I'm just going to actually try to do my best. Because if I go there and I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to do my best, and my best expects a win, then if I don't win, then I start to sabotage. Like, even if it's somewhere subconscious. And so I really don't know. And I feel like that's a lot of the learning. A part of it's like obviously knowing the course better, but I think it's learning myself better too. And being on the right medications, I think, are all going to be things that are potentially helpful.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I hear you say that, and I like cannot hear me out. There's two parts to this sentence. I cannot relate to that as far as the sport of disc golf is concerned, but I can 100% relate to that as far as like my business. Like I feel that on that landscape, but for disc golf, it's just like I just love to play. I love to be outside. Disc golf for me, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but for a decade plus, it was just therapy. I was just playing solo, like more rounds than not. And I would play more days than not per year. More rounds than not were solo.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine that relationship with it where I'm like hard on myself or something. Cause I'm like, no, I'm just out there having a good time, like trying to get better, but like whatever. But then in the business, I can be like, oh, if I take that and apply it to my business, 100%. I'm with you all the way.
I think it's so easy, especially with the volume of YouTube stuff that I do, to apply that to my business too. Also, quick aside, you did tell us that before. I figure I should get you on one of them since you get me every time.
I couldn't remember if on episode 1 when we talked about,
I think we did,
where we started. Dude, since then, I was literally just in my hometown visiting family.
Yeah, last
my
week, right?
parents are moving, and grandkids are in LA, so they're moving.
Wow.
And I was able to play some of those home courses that like, it was cool to just be back. And it was so fun. I played with a buddy I grew up with, and on hole 18 of this course that we grew up playing, it's so close. It's like a couple miles from my parents' house.
Yeah.
We walked over to the hole, and I'm like, I remember this hole being so hard growing up, and now it's like so gettable. It's like kind of one of those that you walk away and you're like, I didn't get that hole. Are you kidding me? But it's, anyway, it's just such a fun place to be. There's a huge up over the top shot on hole 2. Like there's really no line through the bottom.
What's the course?
Auburn Regional Disc Golf Course, Northern California. You just got a comment on one of your videos that said, I'm glad you mentioned Tahoe. You got to go play those courses. If you do, we're taking that trip together.
Okay.
I would love to go play Tahoe with you. It's sick. It's like, I grew up 40 minutes or maybe a little more from a town called Truckee, which is right outside Tahoe. So when you play the Tahoe courses, you basically are playing like the Truckee Tahoe courses. Sweet. And so I grew up going to Tahoe every weekend and whatnot. And I love those courses so much. So anyway, I would love to play that with you. If you go without me, I'll hold it over for you forever. We'll never have a podcast again after that. Okay. That's for sure. But
fitting punishment.
I don't know where I was going with that, but bottom line, it's just like so fun to remember where it started and like go back, because there's very few things in my life I've done for 16, 17 years. It's crazy. Do you think you'll do Bodanza disc golf for 16 or 17 years?
I don't know.
That's a long amount of time.
I think in some capacity. I often think about like, will YouTube always be around? I don't see it going anywhere, but I also don't see visual media going anywhere, even if YouTube does go somewhere. So I see.
Yeah.
I think I will.
Cool. And also, Bodanza disc golf doesn't have to exist on YouTube. It's not limited to YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where like if it's like a different platform or something, I think some sort of videos about disc golf. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, I've been doing this for 3 years now, I think. So I'll be 40 when it's been 17 years. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah.
That I'll be doing it for that long. I don't know though. I hope to, because I want to be still a part of the sport. Like I think I won't if, I think kind of different from you in disc golf. Like I still, especially next year, with my wife not like working outside of the house, probably doing a decent bit of work for me, and then being the main caretaker for our daughter, and being able to focus more on obviously working full time instead of doing 30 plus hours a week caretaking, so that my wife can also do her job, and us, neither of us having enough time anyways, and hopefully having much better support system and family and friends in the area that we're moving to. um I anticipate being able to start like training a lot more and like actually working hard, and from a good headspace too, of like trying to get better at doing it. I do think like if I am not able to like feel like I should be continuing to pursue the professional side, I don't know if it'll continue to intrigue me enough. Like I love reviewing discs and I like form and helping people get better somewhat, obviously mostly through like the things that I try to figure out maybe, but like I think I always like pursuing like that massive big goal. And maybe it turns into like I want to get the course record in X countries, or I want to go and like play all the most courses ever. Like I don't know what it could turn into, but I also do think that like I will be able to pursue the professional side of it for a long time. I don't see a way, unless I get injured, that isn't possible. But I do think there is a path where it's like something happens family wise where I don't. And if that happens, then I do think I'd still do the disc golf stuff because I really enjoy it. Like it's my favorite hobby right now. And so, and I'm grateful to be able to say that, because I think 3-4 months ago, I definitely wouldn't have, but there's been a lot of, even on this podcast, a lot of just like change and like, and what has already happened. And we still have 2 more to film that I'm really excited for what it's going to look like. But I don't know.
3 more?
What's that?
3 more?
2 more after this. This is 4.
We're only filming till November?
We're filming 6 total.
I thought we were doing one in December.
I thought we were starting to release them in November. We're doing 6 total episodes.
Okay.
Because I'll be in like move mode. Like,
yeah, that makes more sense. And
if we check our text,
I agree that
Wait a second. Bedtime. Damn it.
I thought we were doing 6 episodes.
This is the 4th.
But I thought the last one was in December.
Well, it might be now since we're filming in October.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we gave ourselves some wiggle room there. Damn it, I was gonna say something about that
about me doing Dan's disc golf for 17 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I hold that question too heavily, or that answer for myself, because it's like I used to growing up, like I would hold that with a tight fist and be like, I know what I'm gonna do, and it's like with the world, I don't know. Like we don't know what tomorrow holds. Like you said, something could happen with family, something could happen in 100 different ways, thousands of different ways, and so all that to say, like, I do think disc golf to me, I've said this for so many years, and if at the end of Trash Man or whatever that looks like, I'm just a disc golfer who's throwing recycled discs, I'll be so stoked. And so if you were to ask me the question back, will I be doing it in 16 years? I don't know. I hope so as well. Yeah. And that's what our team has. Our team's eyes are set on 15 right now. I think we talked about that. See, I remember previous episodes, but I don't know what'll happen. I hope no matter what, I still love to just get out and throw a Frisbee, because it's so fun. Yeah. And it's so cool to see, like to visualize different shots and to see them executed the way you think, and to like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I love this sport. So
yeah, I think my answer boils down to, because there's so many assumptions and you don't know what's going to happen, I'm going to work really hard to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to work really hard that I do this for 17 years. And like by the time, when I am 40, I'm still doing it and enjoying it and like innovating and like figuring out how to do it better. I don't think it's like, yes, I will be doing this, or no, I won't. It's like, I'm going to work hard, and like that will be that's the result that I'll be working towards. And if it shifts, then like there's reasons for it to have shifted, but I'm going to do what I can to make sure that that happens, kind of thing.
You said you'll be 40 at that point.
Yeah.
Your daughter will be a senior in high school. That's crazy.
No, I'm counting these 3 years. She'll be a freshman, sophomore.
What are you counting?
We said count the 3 years I started. So 17 total. Yeah. So I'll be, because I'm 27 now. So I'll be 44 if we assume 17 from right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I haven't even thought about like, of course, that's gonna happen, but like 5 years down the line, I'm not only thinking about that, but I'm thinking about my daughter who's
Yeah.
in probably first grade at that point. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's wild.
That's a little bit of a complication to the whole let's do this for 17 years thing. Who knows what that's gonna entail?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever told you about this, but I thought of it going back to my hometown recently. I found a photo of a tree, just this massive oak tree in Northern California on this one course. And this one course is covered in oak trees. There's just one of them that looked really nice with the, like, I think the sun was like kind of on, like setting, but not like not sunset, but just like low in the sky behind this tree.
Yeah.
I took a photo of it and I posted it in, I think, 2013. So it would have been like a summer of college or something for me. And the caption, I found this, I went back and somehow was looking and found this in like 2021, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2022. So well into Trash Panda. The caption was, "If only disc golf was a career." Isn't that insane?
That's cool.
I promise you, disc golf as a career was not on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah,
I have that framed in my office at home.
that's cool.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
There's no world in which,
100%.
yeah, that happened and I don't have that
Wow.
framed. It was crazy to be there to think of how much time has changed and how much has happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think about, I started this 3 years ago, and it feels like lifetimes. I was 9 months into living into a van, and now I'm moving from Denver, where I've lived for 2 years, with a daughter and a wife who's gone from a part-time job to a full-time job now to soon no job, and my disc golf YouTube channel being full-time and moving us cross country, and like us working on all like the family milestones. It's like, if that's 3 years, like I don't know
100%.
what the next 3 years looks like. I don't know what the next 5 years. I don't know what the next 17. Like I know, well, at least I hope that whatever I'm doing in 17 years, it is not even close to the same capacity that I'm doing it in now. Like not in the same way. Like not just me making videos about whatever. Like maybe that's cool, but I feel like
feels like an oxymoron to me. It's like a
makes sense.
square disc.
Well, I threw
Yeah.
that and it got a lot of views.
Yeah,
So
your
maybe
views
you
aren't down. Cheers to doing this pod, these conversations, whether anyone is watching at this point or not. It's been so fun, and it's been exactly what I hoped it would be.
Same.
And I know when you move, we'll look back like so stoked we did this.
Yeah.
And wrangling our schedules is not possible, but we've managed, and here we are.
Yeah,
So,
I think, even just, I watched my daughter 9 to 5 today, and I had to edit a video in that time, and she's not easy, and I've not been eating well, and like I took the whole drive here in complete silence just so I could like recalibrate my body and myself in standstill traffic. And it's just like, that's kind of what our schedules have been like, is getting all this together. But I'm so grateful that we are doing this.
Yeah, same, dude. Same. I could hear it in your voice when I called you earlier. In your voice, I was like, oh, should we postpone? Like, he sounds tired. But I digress. I think that this goal has been probably since week 1 or 2 of Trash Panda, a goal I wrote down on some dreaming thing or whatever, just a specific goal of like, if I could chart out the ideal for Trash Panda, where it would go.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear, what I'm about to say is not like, we're not there yet. And it's, there's more to this story, so I'll explain it all. But it's like it's on a path toward it, and I'm just so freaking excited about it. And if it goes nowhere after this moment, I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But on your way home, you can stop and get a Trash Panda starter set at REI.
No way.
The Denver REI has Trash Panda starter sets.
That's so cool.
They're only in the Denver flagship right now, and it's a small first test.
Wow.
But I was actually going to text you and just be like, hey, go to REI and go to this section just to like see if you would go and do it. Cause like, what a cool concept that is for a story. But like, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to tell you about it here because it is genuinely, like I said, early days a dream for us and a dream for me specifically. I mean, I remember camping outside of REI growing up for the garage sales. These are pre-COVID days when it was like they would have like a full-blown garage sale. I just remember thinking like one day discs. And then once we started Trash Panda, it was like, dude, all the love to all the other manufacturers we want to work with and collaborate, and there's teamwork to grow this sport. But if there should be one manufacturer in REI that has alignment as far as brand is concerned,
Yeah.
I think it's Trash Panda. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so we applied earlier this year nationally, and we're still in the time frame that they say they respond with. We just haven't heard back on that yet. And so in the interim, that application is out there. I decided to just go down and check in at the local to say, hey, we're here. I know they have some kind of local buy program, and just be like, hey, we're around. We're actually if you haven't been to the Denver flagship, it is on the Platte River. It's an awesome location in downtown. Our warehouse is on the same river.
Yeah.
We're just 5 miles up the river. So
do you just like put pallets on it and just float them down?
Yeah, just Moses style. Yeah, drop them in. So it's funny you say pallets. It was a very small first order, and I'll get to that because I think it's an important part of the story because it's got to start somewhere. I went in, checked in with, I met the guy who runs their local buy program and who is also just a manager and one of the buyers or something like that for, I don't totally know. Anyway, super nice guy named Wes. We were chatting, just talked about everything. He showed me their local buy. And if you didn't already know, REI does like allow their stores to do some local buying. He showed me theirs, and they have very much so constricted it down. There's like shirts and hats, and it's like not a lot of shirts and hats.
Yeah.
I think there's more shirts and hats right over here on those shelves than
you don't have a lot of shirts and hats.
We don't have a lot of shirts and hats. It's very little, and I was like, this is not looking good, because if this is their local buy, like there's nothing here. But we kept talking, and he was just like impressed with the story, the idea, the packaging, and like the story that has, which we're super proud of. When Tom and Kelly set out to make that packaging, I literally gave them I gave them two directives. One was, I want you to see disc golf and a recycling symbol from across the store, and I want you to design it for REI. That was literally what I told him.
That's cool.
2 years ago or a year and a half ago or something. So to have that validation of, we met, it was great talking with that guy. He was like, send me some more info. I'll have that meeting with my managers. We'll figure out where it goes. Send him some info. He asked for like a item sheet, like all of our pricing and stuff like that. And I was like, I will definitely send that, because we absolutely have one of those. Got back, was like, Tom, here's the info, make it. And it was like, yeah, anyway, I say that to be like, it's very real. It's very like, still so small.
Yeah.
And they placed an order for, drumroll please, 12 starter sets, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And it in the grand scheme of Trash Panda, it means nothing for the company. And it also means everything.
Yeah.
And I think I'm so appreciative that is the experience, because there's so much, especially in the game of YouTube. Like, if we both got 1,000 views total on a video, we would be pretty bummed out about how that video did.
Yeah.
If we both got 1,000 views on a video when we first started posting videos, we would have freaked out about how that video did.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about a goal since day one and it being actualized. Yeah, they're not available nationally. It's a local buy. There's only 12 available. And Kyle went today and said he thinks he got the last one off the shelf. Like, he got the last one. He doesn't know if they have any in the back. So like, maybe they're already sold out, need to buy more, whatever. And maybe they would just choose not to buy more.
Yeah.
If that's as far as it goes, I'm fine with it. But the fact that they're there, I literally handed all of my employees $50 and said, go to REI, take off that Trash Panda shirt, put on a different shirt. You're undercover, but go buy it because A, we want to see them move quickly, and B, what does that mean to my team? Like we all work to make that possible.
Yeah.
That's not in that. That's not an REI because I started the company back then.
Yeah.
It's an REI because of all that's happened here, all the people who have supported. Like it's there because of that. And yeah, we've already lost money on the deal because I've paid my employees more money to go get those than obviously they purchased them for.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. That's just, I think there's something about the number 12 that's interesting too. If you were a massive corporation and had local buying and you bought from a local company and you bought 12 and those didn't sell, there's no buy-in from this company at the minimum, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like you can have, it could be me in my garage with 0 subscribers and I know 12 people.
Yeah.
Right? I can get 12 people to go buy them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a level of like, I don't know if it's a buy-in test or if it's just their budget or where they're at or what fit on a shelf. I'll never know, but all I'll know is that I'm so immensely proud of that. Hopefully in the context of this podcast, maybe we have updates on that. Maybe we don't. I don't know.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it's crazy. I'll reimburse you if you go buy one. Seriously.
I'll see if they're there.
Yeah. It's not.
Tell them I got the last one.
Well, yeah, but there might be some in the back. I don't know. And hey,
Wow.
if I have anything to say about it, they're going to get more. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's so cool. Wow. That's 5 years in the making then. Almost exactly then.
Yeah. Well over 5, yeah.
That's I mean, I know there's been so much that's happened. And so, I mean, we even talked about timetables as a part of the podcast for one episode, but a 5-year timeline, if I think back on that, it feels like forever. But if I think forward to 5 years, like imagining from 0 to getting into an REI, like that's pretty cool. And it's cool that I think about it. I used to think about that a lot in terms of like, what can I get from 0 to something in 5 years? But now, like, you have this big platform, which is Trash Panda, and your distribution and your retail and your consumer base and your YouTube and like all that you have already. What can the next 5 years be? Is an exciting prospect because like when you already have a platform, like I've been thinking a lot about things as like foundations recently, just because I think it's a really easy metaphor that likely comes from my Christian upbringing, but it's just so easy to like apply to so many things.
Yeah.
But I think about it tier 2, it's like, okay, well now, like I'm a little worried because my income has gone down every month for like 3 or 4 months up until this last month when I got medicated and got back to work and stuff like that. And then had some mindset shifts and things. Now it's like on a good trajectory, but even if it like kept going down, I kept thinking about like, I still have this platform, which is my channel, that like, if I do work hard and figure it out, like the platform has been built. Like it's a foundation that like you can build from. And it's cool to think like from essentially 0 on one of your first days, you write down this goal and now you actualize it.
Yeah.
Now that you have a foundation to build on rather than building foundation and then building upon it, it'll be cool to see what those next goals are, or if there's any other goals that you're not telling us about that you wrote down that are in that first week that
Of course there are.
knowing you, there's a notebook.
Of course there are. It's not, it's like, I don't know. It's, to be clear, not bringing it up to promote it at all. Like it's not the goal here. It was just like, no, it's so deeply meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's so meaningless on the grand scale of things.
On your balance sheet, it means nothing. But I think you said earlier, like for the company, it means nothing, but for the company, it means everything. I think like for the balance sheet, it doesn't mean anything, but for the company, it means everything. Like your team, I can't even imagine how proud your team wants to go and buy those starter sets, or maybe they went and bought a bunch of coffee for them. Like, I don't know if they did that $50, but like to go and buy those starter sets that they had a hand in making from this national retailer, from this small company, disc golf company that they work for. Like, I do think it means so much to your company. And I can't even imagine, like, if I worked for someone like you and had this opportunity and we build this thing, and it's not only just like, oh, we're making discs and we got them in REI. It's like the company has a vision. Like, you want to see everyone throwing recycled plastic. And like, and now you can go and be a part of that. The buy-in, and
Yeah.
I think what it means for the company is more. I would just say don't downplay what it means for the company. I know the balance sheet, it's like $40, but like for the company, it's like,
Yeah.
no.
It's at least negative $40 at this point. The and what it means for the sport, you know, like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, those discs are like, it's sustainable discs front and center. That's like, it's as you check out, like it's in the impulse buy section. So they actually chose not to put it in the local buy section with the hats and t-shirts, and they put it in the impulse buy. So it's as you're checking out, it's where like the line forms and everything. And that, like, even if it doesn't, like, the way it's situated, this wasn't even necessarily part of the design. I mean, we had very intentional pieces with the design, but I'm standing and I'm looking down on it, and I can see "Made in Colorado." I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but you might be looking up
the disc golf with their cycle sign.
if you
I'm saying, what is disc golf?
but you're able to see recycle symbol disc golf made in Colorado. Like that to me is like, there's a little spot on the starter set. Tom is just like this genius when it comes to design, and all the smallest things are like, he sweats the small stuff. And there's a line that goes around and has a recycling symbol in Colorado on like a country map. And it's like, even that, it's like right there. It's so, yeah, if it goes no farther than that, I'm super happy with it, because it's just like, I never would have imagined that was possible growing up when I was camped outside of REI. I really genuinely, I thought so many times, why don't they have discs? Like, why aren't there discs? I never thought, oh, one day they could have my discs.
Yeah, man.
So
I'm proud of you, man. That's really cool.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
If I could, I would offer to reimburse anyone who wants to go get one.
Oh my God.
But it just means that much. This is like a silly little kid on Christmas thing. Like,
Yeah.
it means so much to me. So,
Oh, man.
yeah. If they wanted to buy these, we could float them down the river.
That's true.
Since we last had the pod, we filmed a video with these.
Yeah. And that video will probably come out after the podcast based on your timeline, actually. That's crazy. We try to make lunch back
Because I make fun of your height.
No.
Is that what's going on over here?
The things that we do is you make fun of my height. I make fun of you taking 15 years to get your videos out. It's just like, is what it is.
It's at least less than 5 years for sure.
Yes, definitely. You'll have it up before I'm 40. No worries on that. But he calls me, fight us in 5 days again. Not doing Voltron. We made these ad boys. Video should be out. But it's crazy. He's like, oh yeah, this video come out after Halloween. And like, we filmed like mid-September. I'm like, yeah, sweet. But they're on these. They're so fun.
It was so fun because it was like, I'm not going to tell you anything till you get here. So when you got here, you genuinely knew nothing about what was happening. And I had no idea if you'd like it or what, but like,
you thought I wouldn't like it because of I Sten.
I thought you wouldn't like it because I believe it's the same plastic type as the Sten, and you weren't a fan of that feel. But same type of plastic is an umbrella term. There are subcategories of those types of plastics. So
yeah,
I just was like, even if you didn't, I was like, it doesn't matter. It's fun. It's different. But it was so cool because like Kyle and I become desensitized. We're at the machines every day. Like we're so used to like a crazy disc comes off the machine or something like that. And this was one, we've never made a disc this light before.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool to be like, what do you remember from being out in the field?
I was excited because I know you guys have tested a lot of your discs, but I've tested a lot of discs. And what I thought the disc was going to do and what you, based on our talking and your body language, thought this was going to do was so different. And when I threw the disc, I thought it would do what it did. And like, luckily, it's actually, I've just been throwing like stuff, like the feel of it was just like what it was. And I was like, I think it's going to be more stable than you think. And it's just like, no, it's 114 grams. And then like throwing it for those first times and seeing it fly, like, just like a normal intercore, just like so glidey though.
Yeah.
And like with some stability at the end, and it's 60 grams lighter than it could be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like less than 2/3 like what it could be, which is nuts to think about. And I was just, of course, I I thought it would fly similar to that, but I never expected it to fly even as good as it did, like
Yeah.
as far as it did. And it was fun to see, like, it was honestly really fun for me to see. It's fun to come and like be with you and Kyle, who are making all these discs, because I get to come in here and like act like I'm making a disc a little bit and like don't touch any of the machines, but take it off and like we film a video and it's fun. But you guys are like, I see you guys working so hard to mess with all the parameters and like figure out all these problems with the disc, and then I come in here and I find another problem with the disc that you never even thought of that winds up still working out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you found a
You
problem.
thought I screwed the whole disc up.
No, we thought we screwed the whole disc or the whole thing up because you found something that we hadn't seen. I guess people will just have to watch the video for that. But what they can't see in the video that I remember is we go out to the field to flight test, and that's a pretty obvious, like we filmed some shots throwing the disc. At some point, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, let's see how it throws as a catch disc, but at some point you threw it to Kyle or Kyle threw it to you. The camera got turned off and it was like 15-20 minutes of just playing catch, laughing, running around, all three of us like having the time of our life.
Giddy.
That's not been a very common occurrence in making discs, is going out and being so giddy about it.
Yeah. It's just so fun because it's just so unexpected how good it flies for what it is. And then I was feeling it. I was like, man, it's like a stiffer, light feeling. Like, it's like, maybe it's like a better glitch. Then we go out there and throw it, and like, if forehand's fine for all of us, if backhand's fine for all of us, we're just like leaving these little putt throws and just like tossing it around and like two in the air at the same time. And just, I don't know, man. It just felt like we were kids out there, just like throwing frisbees around.
Yeah, it was so fun.
That, like, I was able to come in and like be a part of creating, which is cool for me, but I was able to come in and do it because you guys have worked so hard to build this thing.
Yeah.
It was like it was like we were kids with like deeper reasons than kids have, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
To experience that. And I don't know, man, I've just been loving throwing them. I like show them to literally everybody. I have one in my mountain bag. I have one in my normal bag. And I just like everyone I could talk to, I'm like, dude, check this thing out. This is crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so we'll film in 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
What happens between now and then? What do you expect to, I mean, are you gonna sign a lease on a apartment or something? Are you gonna like what do you got going on?
If we chat the beginning of November, I'll have posted 26 videos in October. That's the plan right now. I'll take off. Took off yesterday, the 1st. I'll take off the 4th.
I'm so sorry for laughing. It's just so funny. Very intentionally, you are choosing to do these things, but to have a goal for a month and then to take off the very first day is just a funny concept out of context.
Well, the thing is, I'm not saying I have a goal of June 26th. That's just what my calendar is.
Yeah. It's just funny.
Or I'm going to post every day. I'm going to take all the 1st.
Well, it's not, the first might have been a Saturday, whatever. Like, it was funny that you were like, I took off yesterday, the 1st. Anyway, okay, so.
Yeah, first, and then 24th because we're traveling, and then that following Thursday, because first day of USCGC, so people will probably be watching that, and it'll be, if I do get in, either my first tournament round. If I don't get in, then it'll be the day after we get back. And then I'll take off every other Saturday through November 1st. So I'll be posting 26 videos, hopefully, which would be nice because ad rates are getting really good on YouTube right now, which has been really nice for the lower viewership. It kind of makes up for it. So thank you, YouTube, for giving less people impressions of my videos and more money in my pocket. But other than that, we're going to be it'll be pack mode pretty much. I mean, we'll be probably 6 weeks out from moving. Really trying to figure out, we're in declutter mode, kind of. We're trying to figure out what do we actually want to move with versus like, if we can save $1,000 not getting a truck, but instead having moving containers and then filling up both of our cars and having someone drive with us, then we can replace $1,000 worth of stuff from our moving budget, basically. And so trying to figure out what that cost benefit looks like. We should have a good idea, like where we're moving, like the area, but I don't think we'll be able to sign a lease until November at the earliest, unless we just find like the perfect place. So I might actually start looking to see if we can find something this next week, but really just honestly, I want to say it's like, oh no, we're getting ready to move and it'll be fun. But like, I think this next month might be harder than this month was. Like it'll be even grindier, I think. It'll be nice that we have a little more help. Like September, we had no help with my daughter at all. which has been one of the hardest parts about living here, honestly, is we like, there's no village. It's like my wife and I, and we both work full time. And like, there's not a ton of like relationships to either help with Sylvia or to just like for us to have relationships in general. And so it's so draining. And so this next month, luckily, she'll take off some time when we're in North Carolina, and her mom's coming. And then her mom's also coming for another weekend. And then in November, my mom's coming for 5 days. And then we're going to have help come in December. So it'll be nice that like we don't have any more of just us months. Yeah. And so there will be some reprieve with getting some help and getting enough work done. But I think this month is going to be honestly a lot of fun. We've talked off camera about a really crazy fun video that I'm planning on filming in sometime this month. And USDGC will be sweet, and I'll get to see all my buddies on tour again for that day. But I think I really want to just be like, no, it's going to be easy and fun. And I'm going to like, I've put some systems in place in my personal life to help me like build habits that I wanted to. And like, part of that's like, I haven't like watched a YouTube video in 23 days, like at all.
Really?
Yeah. And so like,
well, you've missed none of mine.
See, that's why when you come back, I'm allowed to watch it again. That's the rule. So I'm going to be, this habit's going to go on for months, but no, but like I've been building some habits, like just trying to get rid of external input and like only put things in my head and like listen and reading things that I want to be doing. And so that's been really helpful, but I've built some systems to create some better habits. So I think that'll continue to get better, but it's also like really hard and draining because not only am I trying to build better habits, but similar to, I don't know if we talked about this, but what the medications do for me, I feel, or the reason why I feel like this year it's so much more important that I get medicated than last year is because I think we talked about this, like with my daughter now, I'd built up my life in a way before this that even though it wasn't healthy, it all functioned because I had to put up, like, I like propped up the areas that needed the propping up and like ignored the areas that didn't in order for me to be like successful, like running a successful business, having like a functional to good marriage and relationship. Yeah. But now like all those support structures have like been forced away because I have to like caretake for my daughter and like all these things that are taking away all like they're basically emotional like crutches and things that make it so that I don't have to build good like regulation and processing and things like that. And so now I'm like working on building all those and creating the good habits, but it's like so much harder on a day-to-day because I need to like build things that like I want my daughter to have from now and next year. And I never was taught. And a part of me was I think it's the fixed mindset, growth mindset thing again, where it's like, no, I'm an adult, I should do this. But it's like, well, if you never learn, like just because you're an adult, like you don't flip a switch and eventually one day, oh, I have a daughter, now I'm good at emotional processing. It's like, no, if I never learn these skills and I never learn good coping mechanisms, it's like, well, then I'm just not going to do it. And so now I have to, if I want my daughter to have that, then I need to have it for myself because I need to regulate myself first so that she can co-regulate so that she can learn how to self-regulate. And it's like really, really hard this past month. And I don't think it's going to be getting significantly easier, but I do think that one of the biggest takeaways that I had from the mindset book was just like a mantra that I have for myself, which is effort is joy. Because a part of that book, a big thing is in a fixed mindset, effort is a bad thing actually, because it proves that you're not there. And in a fixed mindset, you can't change. And so like, this is a mindset I feel like I've operated out of a lot of times where it's like, if I shoot 920 rated in disc golf, if I shoot 920, 930 rated, it's like, well, it's good if there's if there's a reason, like, cause I didn't practice or whatever, because if I put in effort, like if I, like I'm planning to go here, spend a day and a half really like trying to work hard. And it's only a day and a half, but it's still like more intentional effort that I put into most tournaments before, because it's easier to not put in effort and just like see what happens, because then that's like fine. And like, I'm not exerting effort. And so I can't prove that I'm not there yet, because if I put in effort, then it shows that I have to grow and learn. And one of the things, I don't exactly remember what it was, but I wrote it down, and I don't think it's the exact quote from the book, but like effort is joy is kind of like another way for me to talk about like enjoying the process, or like journey to the destination kind of thing. I was going to say that. Journey is the destination. It feels like a different way of saying that. Exactly. But to me, it's much more potent, because journey is the destination sounds like woo-woo to me, but like effort is joy. Joy is a concept that I really understand from my upbringing of Christianity, where it's like a deep-rooted satisfaction that's more than just emotional. It's like a state of being. And you get that state of being. And I've noticed this is the case when like I do put forth concerted effort, because it is a little more vulnerable, because you're showing like I do need to work at this. Like right now I'm working really hard at getting better at packaging and titles and thumbnails on my channel.
Yeah.
And it's like really hard because it's taking me double, triple, quadruple the time that it would have before. And I'm really frustrated. And it's like I'm like, this isn't good enough. Like I'm trying to figure this out. But then you get done with that process and like it's fast versus slow dopamine. It's like you're doing something that actually will fill you up versus you think will fill you up, or something that pushes away needing to be filled up by distracting it with cheaper dopamine by watching YouTube videos. For me, it was a big thing. So like not watching that, I've replaced it with some other things, but also some good things. And so now I'm trying to replace those other things that I did it with also more good things. And trying to do all that has been really hard, and it kind of feels like ripping a lot of band-aids off. And so it's really painful in some senses, but it's also, this has been the month that really turned around this year for me, in that before this month I would have said this has been a bad year for me. But now I think this is a really growing year for me.
Yeah.
And it also reframes those past 7 months where it's not like those aren't bad months, but if I look back on them, even if in the moment I didn't allow myself to learn from them and work hard at changing from those things, now I can learn a lot from like my really bad Casey Wide Open. Why did I do better in the PNW? Because I had lower expectations, and that's a part of not thinking that potential is knowable, even though I was still doing it from a point of like, I'm just gonna be a guy who just goes and doesn't give a shit. And like, it's different motivations, but it's this like you can still learn from it. So that was a really long way to answer that. I don't really know what it's gonna look like, but I think there's gonna be a lot to trudge through. But I think I'll come out the other side, like basically like a satisfied sore. Like, you know, when your body, like I know you're a runner, like, you know, when you wake up one day and you're like, man, I'm so sore, I feel really good.
That's
I got exactly what I feel like emotionally is what this next month is going to be like for me.
It's great.
Which I'm really excited about, but it's also like, I know it's going to be tough, but I'm excited that it's going to be tough because effort is joy for me. So like, that's what I'm
going to think about that quote in the next month. I do like it. I do like,
it's a for me quote, so it might not work for everybody else. So, but
I mean, I like it a lot because it's like you said, it's not as, whether woo-woo is the word or just cliche, like it's just like some of those phrases are just a little washed up, where like, I mean, effort is joy feels very concrete, like, I
would tell myself like, if I'm really not enjoying something, it's just like, and I know that like I can get to the other side of it, but it'd be easy to drop because it's like, well, I don't want to like seem like I'm inadequate. And I also don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's like, well, effort is joy. Like, even if I don't, I will still be satisfied. If I do or I don't, I put in the hard work to do.
I mean, you mentioned me being a runner. Like that's for me, like there's runs where it's just like, this is trash. And then it's like, no, this is why I'm here. And then it's like, sometimes it's not even the soreness after, it's the pain in the moment of like, I like this. I'm enjoying doing this thing. And there's a weird translation to business there for me. A weird translation for you to, not weird translation, a normal translation for you to your like career as an athlete. So speaking of all of those things,
what do you think about in a month?
Well, bed is the current thing I'm thinking most about.
I could see it in your eyes, man. Next time we'll film at 5 a.m.
Deal.
I know.
Literally any day.
I know. We're gonna do that. I don't think we should have Chris. Chris should set it up the night before.
Well, if he ever shows back up in this building, he might have moved out. Next month we are really kind of head down as a company trying to set ourselves up for success for two things. One is holiday, because holiday's right around the corner, and that's big. Specifically for us, holiday use disk swap, which is the biggest thing we do every year, basically. And then 5 Disc in 5 Days goes with that. And then like just general holiday sales are always massive increase. So we see a bump, which is just internally quite busy. But then we're trying actually this month to really focus on next year and setting ourselves up for success for next year. There's a great quote from a business owner, CEO. Maybe I've mentioned this before. I'm not his hugest fan, but that Jeff Bezos said, our success today is determined by what we did 5 quarters ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that 5 quarters ago part is dependent upon every business and where they're at and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, even as a human, my success today is dependent on what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Or like how I feel today is dependent on what I did yesterday. And so as a company, we're really looking at increasing the amount of time. As Trash Panda, there have been a lot of times where our success was dependent on what we did a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to get that to 1 month, 1 quarter plus ago. Really, we're trying to be a quarter ahead at this rate. We started the year trying to be a month ahead. We've gotten pretty dialed with that. And there's exceptions to the rule, of course. Times we haven't quite done it. But a quarter ahead is where we're trying to get to, which means right now we're thinking about 2026, early 2026.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's the same because that's a major part of like why I can tell you what my schedule is going to be like in the days that I have off this month is because over the past 3 weeks for me, because for me, it's been what have I done in the past hour and a half is kind of determined my stuff. And I'm trying to get it to a day, 2 days, essentially. It's ahead because I've basically never been ahead on videos ever. Every video that I post, basically I finish editing it and I post it, or maybe it's delayed by 8 to 12 hours. And I want to be at a point where there's something new that comes out that I need to make a video on and I have to shuffle around 3 videos to get it there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I think that I've never thought about it in those terms, but I like the way that you explained it of like, we're trying to get to a point where we are a month, 2 months, quarter ahead.
Well, and you have
it is incremental, like you said. Like,
yeah. You've got different versions of that. Like for you, the Course Quest series is something you built at one point. That the success today of that series is something you just have to execute on what you previously built.
Yeah.
So there are versions. However, I think, increasing those timescales for me is important, but you and I work on very different timetables of things too. So yeah.
I don't think my timetable will ever be a quarter, but I'd like for it to be 3 days.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, at a certain point, you're going to have your daughter's sports schedule or whatever school schedule. Like that's going to be a real thing.
Yeah.
That's like, you're going to have to be on it for a semester, right? You have to be aware of what's going on. So
I'm just talking just my YouTube channel. Other things things are definitely different for me. They're not all like immediate, but just like my videos getting done and up, that's so fast turnaround right now.
Yeah. I mean, when you're reviewing new releases, you're kind of going off of what's released.
But new releases get to me sometimes a week ahead, 3 days ahead.
Yeah.
It's like if I can get that done and dusted, because I had that day that I took off 2 or 3 days ago, I was trying to post daily. I was giving myself a little bit of a bonus because this is like the system that I built.
Yeah.
So basically I made a big old spreadsheet of like, these are the habits that I want to build. This is how much each of them is worth. And this is the frequency that I could earn money doing them.
Okay.
Because my wife and I, the way that we budget, we have our household stuff, we have our investments, our savings, then we have fun money. So like if she wants to go and like, so like we try not to eat out almost at all, but like on the way home today, I might be hungry. I might want to stop by McDonald's and spend $10. I'm not going to do that from our money. I'm gonna do that for my fun money. But basically it's personal money. It's like what I want to spend money on that's like not for the family kind of thing. And we can discuss like bigger purchases and do those together. But like just on the whole, those like ticky-tacky purchases we do with fun money. And so what I ended up doing is creating this big matrix that basically is a habit tracker that is a positive incentive habit tracker that also, because I'm such a money brain person, like is how I earn money. And so that's why I watch YouTube basically, is because I made it a compounding habit. So every day that I do it, after 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, and 20 days, the amount per day increases. So I'll go back to 0 if I stop doing it. So it's a habit that compounds. And since we just changed months, it went back 1 step. So now in 10 days, it like goes up a little bit. 1 minute till bedtime.
My bedtime reminder just went off.
That's crazy.
I'm so sorry for not doing it.
That's perfect. So I built this habit tracker, and a part of it is like some 1 time per month things. Basically, like since I needed to work a lot, I was like, well, if I post daily from the 9th or whatever it was in September till the end of the month, I'll give myself $50 fun money bonus, basically.
Yeah.
And like that way, like I'm having to earn my $200 that I get. My wife, she just gets whatever I end up making, or at a baseline of $200. And so like I didn't end up posting that day, and so I actually missed out on, because I started this on the 10th. I have to, it's 50% more than whatever it was. So I missed out on like $75 of fun money for myself and stuff for my wife by not posting on that day, because I would have posted it so late at night, and then I ended up I scheduled it basically when it was done.
Yeah.
And then that next day was one of the most like anxiety-free days in terms of my channel
Good.
that I've had in a long time. And it made me realize I need to be ahead on my shit. Like I need to get ahead on all of it. And it's like, I don't like today, I finished getting a video up. I like edited while my daughter was napping. I woke up, watched my daughter, edited while she was napping, did a little bit while she was there, handed her off, finished my thumbnail, posted the video, came here. And like, I would love for that to be for tomorrow's video, because then the stress of it, even if I do all the same work, is very different because the time sensitivity isn't quite there. And so that's where kind of building all these habit tracking and stuff is going to be pretty huge. And I'd like the way you said it, because for me, being such an all or nothing person for so long, having such that fixed mindset, it's like, am I the person who is ahead on their content? And what does that mean? Rather than like, how do I learn? How do I like figure out what I've been doing to learn how to get there? And it's not like, am I ahead on my content means I'm a week ahead? It's like, it's incremental. It's like, can I get one video ahead one time this week? Then can I get 2 videos ahead one like this week?
Yeah.
Maybe eventually I'm always ahead. And that's one of the habits that's on my habit tracker. So like, I would love to get there because I'll earn money from it for like fun money. But the incrementality of it that you explained made a lot of sense to me.
Were you like a overnighter guy in college?
I've never had to work hard at school at all. I was an overnighter guy, like having fun somewhere in college, but like
not like for like procrastinate to the last minute, stay up all night.
yeah, definitely procrastinate to the last minute, but I never have to stay.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I was like home. I've never had to stay up all night.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, I would always wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
My assignments would get up at 11:58. Yeah.
Yeah. I was the exact opposite in college.
Yeah.
Like, so there is something that's like, you know, nature and nurture in this, that's like, just there's somewhere where I'm just more, for some reason, I'm more naturally tend to be that way and operate in that place.
Yeah.
And like, even since college, which is crazy to think back on, of like when I could have just waited till the last minute, I would be weeks ahead on my 20-page papers, because it's just like, I want to have this done. So
I think what you said is poignant though. It's a tendency. It's not a rule.
For sure.
Like, you're not that person. I'm not this person.
Yeah.
You tend to be that way. I tend to be this way. And I think if like it didn't affect my life in major ways, where it made it much harder to caretake for my daughter and be present, or like spend a lot of time with my wife, or like work towards future goals, it's much less important to me. But like, it's more like it feels like it's holding me back from the more of the things that I want. Yeah. And that's why it's like an issue, if you know.
Yeah. How many times have I yawned in the last 60 seconds?
6?
Every time I'm looking at you, I feel like I'm like holding back a yawn.
I can't believe, man. Sorry to keep you up so late.
It's okay. It's okay.
Ever gets how this one? Jesse goes night night on the pod.
What?
Jesse goes night night on the pod.
Oh, that's the title.
Yeah. You start sucking your thumb like my daughter. Do you want? Wait. Every time right now, I go, "Do you want to go night night?" And she goes,
"That's so cute.
You.
That's so cute." Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well, dude, this was a pleasure. 2 more. And you made the point that we need to watch them all.
Yeah.
Before the last one.
The last one.
Which I support. We will do
the last one.
That's
it should be, because I think it'll be fun to see
100%
what's changed and what we felt like has changed that hasn't. And
100%. It's probably going to be hard for us to watch ourselves and be like, you said that thing or whatever, which is,
it's going to make us not want to release the first 4 of them. We're going to not want to release the first 5 of these, and then we're going to have to.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well,
you want to clap us out?
I want to go night night. So yes. Do we have to clap out?
Yeah. I just want to see how good your clap was. We don't have to clap out. That was a pretty good clap.
That was better than all of your claps.
It was also not even close to the microphone, so that makes it inherently worse.
Well, my mouth and the mic are, I can't.
He's too tired to move back. I get it. You can't push the mic away. There's no way to do that.
I'm going to sleep.
Bye-bye.